Oh, I've only got one life to use. One life only for Castlevania on the Nintendo. So we're going to play this. We're going to do this. Just because I love this game, and I like to challenge myself to see how far I can make it on one life. Mostly because when I was a kid I sucked at this game and never made it very far. And as an adult I've been able to increase my skills, and I can now usually make it through the first 2.5 to 3 levels in one life. So I am going to see if I can do something similar today. I'm just curious to see how far I can actually make it. And you are along for the ride, so hope you brought a snack, because it could be a while. Nah, I'll try to make it quick. Castlevania. I remember playing this game on the PlayChoice 10 machine at the local Circle K when I was about 7 or 8 years old, maybe. And that particular summer, we would go over to the Circle K and like almost every day, and we would just have our pockets filled with quarters, and we would play this game like all afternoon. We'd stop long enough to maybe buy, a drink or something, or we'd buy a packet of Garbage Pail Kids. That shows you how long ago it was, really. And we'd play Castlevania on the PlayChoice 10. The downside of that, of course, was the fact that the PlayChoice 10 machine limited the amount of time you could play any of the games in it. And if you wanted to continue playing a game, even if you hadn't died, you had to put quarters in. I'm going to give up on that candle. Stupid bat. But yeah, you'd have to put quarters in the machine to keep playing the game, because it had like a timer on it. And I don't know why they did that. Maybe to prevent kids from monopolizing an arcade machine for the entire afternoon. But they did. God, I remember this stage used to give me a hassle when I was growing up. This stage used to be so hard for me. These mermen jumping out of the water. And yeah, I usually used to take a lot of damage and die. Usually getting knocked back into the water and drowning. Death by drowning. But, like I said, I am a grown-up now. And, whoops, oh, that was cheap. And I have managed to hone my skills quite a bit over the years, and it's a lot easier for me to play these older video games. Kind of fun to just compare, at least in my mind, the difference between then and now. My memory obviously isn't as good as it once was, and some of those memories from when I was a kid are starting to fade a little bit. So, I'm hoping to keep some of those memories alive. Let's double shot our axe and take care of stupid bat. Now, the first time I played this game, I actually thought that was Dracula, because remember, Dracula could turn into a vampire bat. And of course, now we're going to jump around and try to get the funny pose when it freezes. Good enough. That's because that's what we used to do. We'd jump around and whip and try to get a funny pose when it would freeze like that. So there's stage 1 complete. Yeah, I thought that was Dracula, like the first form of Dracula or something, because he was a vampire bat, and so I thought, ooh, I'm already fighting Dracula. And as you can see, we just picked up the boomerang, which is arguably the best weapon, or sub-weapon, I guess I should say, in this entire game. Everybody that I've ever known always says, oh, use the boomerang, it's awesome. And it is. You can do double the damage with it when you throw it, and then when it comes back, it'll hit the enemies again. So it's definitely a handy weapon to have, and I would say that most fans of Castlevania would agree that it's probably the best weapon in the game, the best sub-weapon. It's my personal favorite, so I'm going to keep it for as long as I can, at least until I get up to and past Medusa, who's coming up. First we have to get through little minions of floating miniature heads that come and taunt us in the hallway. Here is the Hell Hallway number 1. You're going to be tempted to jump up and grab all these candles. Just don't. Just avoid the Medusa heads as best you can, and don't worry about the candles. These last two you can get. That third one is a knife, so screw it, don't get it. Go ahead and kill this guy. And there is a spot you can duck down here and make a treasure appear. I don't remember exactly where it's at, so I'm going to say screw it and move on. Here comes the hardest part. Here comes another hard part. This is where the Medusa heads come at you again. Shit. And yeah, so that's as far as I made it on Castlevania this time. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't make it to Medusa. I almost always get past her, but well, it just wasn't in the cards this time. So let's see how well you guys do. I look forward to seeing your submissions and wish you happy gaming.